Hello, welcome to another video. Thank you so much for clicking on me. Thank you. What was that, Nick? Oh, you're just acting cringe. No, listen, I just stuttered and just had to play it off somehow, and it just didn't turn out well. Today we're reviewing Choco Sensei. Yes. She's been playing a lot of Apex, and so that's kind of why I picked her, because she's been playing a lot recently. Okay, yeah, that's a cool intro. I don't really have anything else to say besides make sure you subscribe, like the video, blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's go. Congrats on making it to platinum, by the way. I heard and then I saw because I was looking for footage to use for this video. The setup for this is that there is a team right here fighting a team on top of Waterfall, or whatever the heck you want to call it. Not exactly right here, but you know that little area like under it, sort of. I'll show you what I mean. Okay, I'll show you what I mean. You'll see it here in a bit. But they are fighting each other, and Choco's team is running to third party this fight. Her models are really small. I think she should make it bigger, and not because I'm simping, but like a little bit because I'm simping. We can see these bullets right here. They're shooting basically down this way, and you know, you can see there are stairs right over here that go down, and so the enemies are like right over here in this area. I remember people originally recommended her to me because she gave off MILF energy. You know, we about that up in here, bro, as a MILF man. All right, so yes, this is where the enemies were, and they're fighting the guys up top. One goes down. If you're paying attention to the audio, although it might be hard for you guys, it's a little hard for me too because it's a little bit quiet, but there is somebody on the Bangalore directly. Because we can see that she's fighting from this. We can see that she's fighting inside the building. Yes, inside the building. So there's somebody inside the building. Or if not inside it, basically almost inside it. Right outside. If not inside. Right here, Choco does a lot of damage to the Octane. Enough to where this Octane is not going to peek out again and heal. But the teammate is down. There is still somebody underneath, and she kind of like doesn't notice. But it seems like the Octane does, because he's running to help or whatever. You definitely have to be paying attention to your audio cues. We can hear footsteps and gunfire right beneath you, or we could. And she's getting finished right now. So even though it would be giving up height, you'd want to easily go down and see if you can clean up whatever damage your Bangalore got off. Because right now, it is still technically a 3v2, even though Octane is healing and the enemy Octane's teammate is back there with him. But you want to do your best to capitalize on whatever damage your teammates put out. Realistically, you're not always going to be able to, but you want to be able to put yourself in a situation that makes the fights as even as possible, because right now it is very not even. Looks like they didn't have to do that much damage. Rest in peace, Hatsune Miku. I think that she was very close to the down Bangalore and probably could have saved the Bangalore from being finished. So here she gives up the high ground position, which is something you definitely don't want to do. There wasn't really much of a reason to do it unless she really wanted to loot, but it doesn't look like she really needed anything. So if we go back, we can see that the enemies were just right here, right? They backed off and they healed. So now we have to think about, okay, are they going to come back this way? If she's on this high ground, then she can defend against anybody pushing over here. I'm pretty sure they had a Revenant. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe it was a Bloodhound. I can't remember. But if it is a Revenant and they decide to ult, then this is the optimal position to be beaming them as they try and push into the Rev ult. It looks like that these guys went down from the team that was all the way over here. It looks like there's a very good chance because Choco didn't knock him. Her teammate didn't knock him. So who else could it be? Looks like a Valk maybe. And they ran away. Shooting over from the left. This could be another team, or I don't know who this is. And this looks like the third from the team, because I only see one of them. The third from the team they just wiped. They got scanned over from the left, as far as I'm aware. Rest in peace. They go down. So we hear a Bloodhound coming from behind or from the left. We can now assume that this is the Waterfall team trying to third party these guys that they'd been fighting. If I had to take a guess about what happened, it would be that, okay, so Waterfall's up here, right? They rotated down this way, came around like that, and went around like that. That's what I think happened. I think it's a very predictable pattern for them to take due to the location of the ring and where they were in relation to it. Because if you realistically look at it, there is pretty much no possible way for them to get, that would look really bad, to the ring without rotating through Energy Depot, which is where Choco's team is. So I think there's a lesson to be learned here about being able to predict enemy paths based off of their position and based off of where everybody needs to go, if that makes sense. Remember guys, make sure you're aware of the positions. Make sure you're aware of the positions of enemy teams. And she was surprised by it, which I get she doesn't really have as much experience compared to like me or other players, but you know, this is a good learning lesson to be trying to like consciously practice this sort of thing. And they are essentially surrounded. You kind of want to avoid being super grouped up like this because then they can easily get you from multiple angles, which is basically what's happening right here. Bangalore smokes probably would have helped. Pathfinder or whatever, I think is by himself over here. I'm not 100% sure, but you can throw down Gibby Dome, aggro push him. There are a few options. It is really an unlucky scenario. Oh, never mind. Wasn't alone. My bad. Sorry, she's much louder than the game. And so in order to hear the game, she's going to be very loud. So I'm just going to ask that you guys bear with me. Going to shield cover your friend that is self-resing. Very cool. Sorry about that. I know she's loud. The biggest thing I want to take away from this is to remember that you want to start practicing or get used to, get comfortable with predicting scenarios that you think are going to take place. I think I do this too much, and I think I personally need to tone it back because I think it's a liability and think it actually harms me, but you need to find a balance between living in the moment and being able to predict future scenarios. But I feel like if you're solo queuing, you're gonna have to do this a lot more, and it's more damaging if you don't, I guess you could say. But I was talking to my friend Bevo, and he was saying when you play in a 3-stack, you don't have to worry about it as much, but you still should. All right, for this scenario, for this engagement, for this fight, she's currently running to clean up a fight that is happening over here. One team had just wiped the other team, and I think they're like finishing it up right now. So you just gotta get in there fast, right? And so that's what her and her team are running to do. Taking height for information, very cool. I don't know what this Fuse ult is. Aim it a little bit farther or just like don't shoot it. Yeah, Fuse not a good character. Holding height, utilizing arm shield for poke or for protection while you're on this height and you're kind of vulnerable. See it? It hurts, but I think you want to be careful. I don't think this dome was optimal. I think you probably should have just gotten off the roof, right? But if they are on top of it, then you can just poke from the dome and retreat back. And it's like, I think it's okay because this is a gold lobby. But if this was a higher ranked lobby and people were like sweating harder, then I think people would have really capitalized on this dome and it could have been worse. But you can still monitor what's happening from inside the dome. So, you know, but she doesn't have it for later. So that is the caveat. Team behind, they're revolting. Yikes. Yeah, I hate to see it. It's a single Revenant. Like his name is Lyric Respect. Got Lyric fanboys in the game. Remember to always stay moving, even if you're looting a box, because you're on mouse and keyboard, you are able to hit A and D and strafe. So in case somebody's staring at you with a sniper, and I think we just heard a sniper shot go by, you want to be able to avoid that, because right now you are a sitting target and you are very easy to hit. All right, she chose a 3x. 3x on her R301. I personally love it, but at the same time, you aren't going to be able to utilize its hipfire as much because you are playing Gibby. There is a trade-off when using the 3x 301 on Gibby because you aren't going to be able to track easier close range unless you hipfire. But with Gibby, you want to be utilizing his arm shield close range, right, to protect yourself because that's an extra free 50 health. So you're not going to be able to hipfire and take less damage like you normally would, if that makes sense. Yep. Not a bad bubble to get away. You know, the fact that she's playing Gibby, and I actually watched a decent amount of her Okay, we're back. My camera just had a seizure. I have no idea what the heck just happened. I couldn't get the same camera angle. I was struggling, so new one, I guess, for now. I don't remember what I was saying. I'll go watch. Right. I was saying the fact that she's playing Gibby is super cool because Gibby players, once they're good, once they learn to play Gibby, are just very, very valuable to the team. So if you have people to play with and they learn to play around you and you are an exceptional Gibby, like you are very rare and very valuable because not a lot of people are willing to play Gibby. So the fact that she's willing to play and learn, very cool. I think earbuds in the wrong ear. Earbuds in the wrong ear. Could have aggro bubbled on my Gibby maybe. Very cool. Very aggressive. Probably could have thrown bubble down just to isolate this Gibby right here since you didn't use it earlier. That way the enemies over here, I was not even close, over here and over here are basically just staring straight at you. And so it skips right here. I'm assuming that something happened and stream died, stream went back up. I don't know, it happens to me all the time. So looks like she took damage. I think she got the bat off and she got rolled, so she's popping a fiend. She's taking damage from the crypto ult. If you were worried about getting shot, that you could have domed after the crypto ult maybe. Right, to protect you from point A right here all the way over there to point B, although it seems like it was very unnecessary. And so that just came into my head. I'm not sure if that was good or not. Probably not. Don't do it. It wasn't worth it. So she's going up. It seems like she's going to try and cover her teammate from up here. Very pog, very cool. Gaining height. Jeez. Love to see it. And successfully protects her teammate from that guy. But as we can see, they just went down. So not from the other teammate. We hear one. She isn't dropping. She's staying on height. It's a very powerful position to have. The enemies cannot come out and try to finish that kill for the most part without going down themselves or taking a lot of damage. I think a good idea right now is for this Wraith to just see if they can crawl up there because Choco's going to be able to cover until then, but at the same time they might get this revive right here, so that could also be a bad idea. Moving farther back to get an angle. If this was me, I probably would have just dropped, right? If you just drop dome on the guy, then now you have cover to work off of instead of just being out in the open by yourself. Perks of being Gibby. You really don't want him to get that revive off. Taking some pokes. Yeah, shield cell. It's probably not necessary. Seems like they got the revive off. Maybe? I actually did more than I thought it would. I'm still assuming that there's somebody hiding right here. And so if they are, then they are protected by the dome. So you want to be thinking about enemy placements when you throw this dome. I'm confused about who she's cracking though. Okay. I think they were closer than we realized. Yep. Pathfinder. Where the frick was this Pathfinder? Correct? Oh, they're right here. I see him. I don't know who that is though. And then gets rolled. Probably was not the safest move. You know, we saw at least more than one down there, right? So I think it was very safe to assume that there was no reason that they wouldn't push you if they saw you trying to dome res. But yeah, those are the two engagements. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys learned something. I think if you are willing to play Gibby, you have the potential to be an amazing player. So keep at it. Congrats on platinum again. Next stop, world domination. All right. Thank you guys again. If you haven't subscribed, feel free to do that if you want, please. Like the video. I make more of these videos outside of VTubers as well, such as Nicewig and Urice. Urice is an upcoming video. JP subs included in that one. All right, have a good one. I'll catch you guys later. Thank you for watching. Bye.